Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for our deciding Game 3, our first of two best of threes for the WePlay Dota 2 League. I'm LD, of course, and I am joined by Lumi, but he is casting from home. Lumi, how you doing?
I am doing great. I have saw the Batman signs of needing Luminous.
The rise and fall of Eternal Envy as well.
Holy shit, that was...
What was that game?
That was literally the... Have you ever played Dive Kick?
Yeah. Oh, I've seen it. I haven't played it. I've seen it.
Okay. Have you ever seen the choke averted thing going on there?
Yeah.
That's where you lose like 4 games in a row and you're about to like lose 5. Like, that's what happened for Steep Gaming. They almost choked.
They almost threw that game. Like, Winter was trying to be nice, and he's like, oh, you know, Empire's played well, but let's be honest. Like, Kaipi almost just threw an almost unthrowable game.
Yeah, no, I think any other team would just, like, kneel over and die 15 minutes in the game, but Empire did really play well, right? They forced... I mean, sure, there was a lot of pushing from Speed Gaming that gave them the gentle push of a comeback, but...
Yeah.
If you weren't good enough, you're not going to make that comeback, so I don't want to take anything away from Team Empire there.
Oh, no, they played fantastically, but if Speed Gaming didn't make a bunch of mistakes, it wouldn't have mattered if Empire was playing better than, you know, Navi and Alliance combined. They still would have lost, but in the end, it was enough for Speed Gaming, and a win is a win. So, hop into Game 2, we're going to see some very different picks from Speed Gaming. First of all, they give away the Silencer to Empire. They've also been banning Doom in the first stage. This is now the second time they've done it against Empire, but they go for Naga and Shadow Demon. These are not really supports that they run. Yeah,
and also at the same time, by giving away Batrider first, they're basically saying we are actually more afraid of a Doombringer than a Batrider. And if you just kind of looked at that sentence out of context, that seems kind of crazy, but that's what they're going to be dealing with here today.
Yeah, it does seem very strange that they'd be fearing it. But if you watch the tape on Empire, they run that Doom really well. And if you want to go for something that Envy likes to play, like a Weaver, a Storm, well, the Weaver is banned right now, but those kinds of heroes, then you don't really want to have to deal with Doom. And Empire just knows how to use the hero quite well.
Okay, and Empire definitely becoming one of my new favorite teams as they pick up Silencer. This is a hero that somewhat forgotten. I think Team Empire is one of the few teams that actually do employ it.
Yeah, and they've had good success with it. We'll see if they do this time around. They even run it in aggressive tri-lanes at times, but I don't know if you can really go aggressive against the Shadow Demon, Naga, and potentially even an Elder Titan. Although I think this will be an Elder Titan mid for Sing Sing.
I think so as well, although we've seen teams do crazier things in the past, so we can't really chalk it up to anything just yet. But what Silencer really does give you in this lineup is basically a free initiation for Batrider. Because I imagine the Naga Siren was picked as a counter to some sort of Batrider. He jumps in, you immediately song, and then suddenly Batrider has initiated himself into the fray, but when you pick up the Silencer to back him up, Batrider jumps in, Global Silence comes on, and suddenly it's initiation, and it's a guaranteed initiation on somebody, and there's nothing you can do about it. So we'll see whether that's how Team Empire is going to take a team fight. And look at this, are we going to see some sort of just, you know, standard offlane Elder Titan and then standard tri-lane from Speed Gaming?
Yeah, maybe it's a Bone 7 Elder Titan. That could be what it is, because Saint Seiya now likely to play the Kunkka with that being picked up. Could even be maybe a Shadow Demon dual lane with him. We've seen a lot of the Western teams actually start to use Elder Titan as a support. Vici Gaming also did it in Ace, but for the most part, he has been played as a solo, either offlane or more commonly in the West, he's been going mid. But now with the Kunkka pick, I guess they could Elder Titan mid, tri-lane or with the Kunkka, and then pick something else up as another solo. But just knowing what these players like to play, you have to expect that it's a Kunkka mid for Sing Sing.
Yeah, I gotta say that's my guess as well, and I guess your offlane Elder Titan is okay. If this was AEI playing the carry, we could say that Naga Siren could be his carry hero of choice, but I've never seen Eternal Envy practice Naga Siren as carry, so I think this very kind of stable and predictable lineup from Speed Gaming is going to get punished upon, because you know Envy's going to draft a carry for himself now.
Yeah, and what will that carry be, I guess is the question. Anti-Mage still in the pool, something that Envy... one of his more preferred carries, I would say. No Gyro, no Lifestealer. There is an Alchemist available as well. I guess that's the other one. But if you ever have, like... well, it's not going to be a one-core lineup. They do have a Kunkka, but ultimately, Kunkka, not a reliable late-game damage dealer. Can be amazing, can be useless. So, we'll see for Speed Gaming. They do have a lot of just... they have pretty good damage from their supports, though. Elder Titan and Naga dish it out quite a bit.
Yeah, it looks like they are actually expecting another solo mid hero being picked up for Team Empire, so they ban out the OD there, and OD does do okay against Kunkka. I think Kunkka slightly disadvantaged there, but Kunkka actually does okay, more at least a lot better than most other
10
solo mid
seconds
heroes against an
remaining.
OD. But very interesting to see them actually throw out ban. Meanwhile,
Red
Mirana being
team
banned out here. I've never seen Envy play anything aside from the very traditional carry heroes, so I cannot imagine him playing the Mirana or Elder Titan, which is, I guess, the only thing that's really left here.
Yeah, it seems like they think this will definitely be a mid Kunkka, because they're looking to ban a Mirana potentially in a tri-lane scenario, uh, which is where she'd make sense with the Shadow Demon, not as a solo. But we'll have to see for Speed Gaming. What's Envy going to play? It
10
could be a
seconds
carry Naga.
remaining.
No, it won't. It'll be the Spectre, which is the more logical
Radiant
kind of
team picked.
type of hero for Envy to play. That solidifies their late game a lot, and they have great damage, but they are running a quad melee lineup against a Bat Rider and a Bane and a Silencer, which means the harassment is going to be hard to deal with.
Yeah, Spectre Han is actually really good against Luna's ultimate. She ultimates, you ultimate as well, so a lot of the beam's gonna get eaten up by the Spectre illusions.
10 seconds
What I
remaining.
don't know is, and I need your confirmation on this, when Spectre
5
haunts
seconds
and Silencer
remaining.
globals, can you reality in?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you can't.
I don't know.
It's a spell. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, we'll kind of find out.
Oh,
throughout this game.
ultimately, though, Spectre usually builds a Manta and a Diffusal Blade, so he may
Well, if
very
he
well
has
be able
to-
to get out of that anyway.
if he has to Manta before he haunts and suddenly, or realities in, then suddenly things gets a little bit awkward.
Yeah,
Right?
I guess ideally you purge yourself. But
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see. As for Empire, they go back for a Prophet. And I think the one thing that we've been talking a lot about Speed Gaming, but for Empire, they actually went for Luna, a carry that is virtually forgotten in the professional scene.
Yeah, we do see some teams selectively like to use it from time to time, and it gives you a ton of pushing power as well as early game team fight. But late game, she falls off. If you don't have like 4 tier 4 items,
10
she
seconds
really
remaining.
can't handle too much. And I think the big thing to talk about this game is that Sing
5
Sing is going to
seconds
really do a
remaining.
ton of damage to Luna, whether she's in BKB or not, because Kunkka is a really great, magical and a physical hero at the same right.
Yeah, absolutely. And as for Speed Gaming, they don't rely solely on the Spectre to carry. They do have the Kunkka as sort of your backup damage, and even this offlane Elder Titan will not necessarily do all the damage by himself, but he'll definitely buff up his team a lot. So just having a Bat Rider is not like an automatic get lasso on the carry, win the game kind of lineup. Empire are very single target heavy. You're sure they've got the global silence, but in terms of actual disables, it's Fiend's Grip, Sleep, and then Lasso, and that's really it. And even if they build a Scythe, this is a lineup that really needs to find pickoffs. They are not going to win 5v5 clashes on even footing with Speed Gaming.
Yeah, I guess the one way they can actually do well in 5v5 team fight is having a really, really good global. And, a good global wins your team fight, but a bad global basically is an ultimate that does absolutely nothing. So whoever's playing the Silencer, and it seems to be Vanscore, he's got to press that ultimate button at the correct time. And also they do have, Eclipse. That's not a shabby ultimate by any stretch of imagination. So I can see them winning some team fights, but
Yeah,
not really.
You're up against Disruption Illusions and Naga Illusions, though, so it's very likely that this Eclipse may not do much this game. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I guess this is a good time to introduce the players.
Let's do it. On the Radiant side, we have Team Empire. They took Game 1 in style, and then in Game 2, Speed Gaming looked like it was an easy win. Then they made it really hard for themselves, then they took it anyway. So here we are in our deciding Game 3, and it's Silent, former support player, now going to be playing the carry role and has been for some time on the Luna. Always want to fly. He'll be handling the Bane. Scandal, who to me has really struggled as of late in the laning stage. Often known in the past for just dominating his lane. Haven't seen it much lately, but he'll be going mid as the Bat Rider. Mag, either offlane or jungle, as the Prophet. And Vangscore, you mentioned Lumi. He's a key for Empire on the Silencer.
All right. Meanwhile, Speed Gaming, Rattlesnake, Kaipi, whatever you call these guys, we have AEI 2000, who played a marvelous carry Rubik last game. And he's going to be playing Silencer, or excuse me, Shadow Demon this game. We have Kazumi Kazuki. I have no idea who that is. I should know probably. That's Eternal Envy playing Spectre. Kunkka is going to be played by Sing Sing going solo mid. Pylai Dai being handled by Naga Siren. And last but not least, we're going to see something that we don't see too much. It's going to be an offlane Elder Titan.
Yeah, Speed Gaming. Very dangerous physical DPS lineup if they're able to get to that stage of the game. They do need quite a bit of farm. All these heroes fairly level dependent too, aside from the Shadow Demon, but we'll have to see if Empire can really find their footing, because their lineup, very dependent on the pickoffs, very dependent on a fast Blink Dagger on the Bat Rider, a quick level 6 on the Bane, and even the Silencer. I feel like nobody on Empire can really have a bad game, and maybe the Bane, but that's about it.
What do you think about the laning situation here? Elder Titan versus the trialing of Bane, Silencer, and Luna. Do they have enough lockdown to actually keep Bone 7 out of the lane? I mean, they definitely have to harass, but can they actually kill Bone 7?
Yeah, not with the Silencer. Like, maybe once Luna has boots or even upgraded boots, then you can look to get a kill, but Silencer in the first few levels, just all he can do is zone an enemy offlaner. He can't actually kill them. They don't have like an arrow follow-up for the Bane Sleep. The options are fairly limited here. So
yeah, I guess the one thing that they can do is maybe Nightmare into some next level body blocking with right clicks coming out from everybody. They do have a ton of right click damage. That's something going for them, but they just don't have the lockdown. So I think it comes down to, like you said, whether they could zone out Bone 7 for extended period of time such that Luna gets up to her boots upgrade, and suddenly Luna could zone Bone 7 out by himself. We'll see how the lane is going to progress. Meanwhile, obviously, Kaipi is going to be working with a Spectre, Naga Siren, as well as Shadow Demon dueling, or trialing, excuse me. And that lane has a ton of killing power.
Yeah, lots of killing power, but also is a Spectre tri-lane. And it looks like Empire, they'd like to do this. They're going to go aggressive trialing with the Silencer, and we'll most likely see Curse of the Silent getting skilled early and just constantly spamming it on the enemy supports. They do head towards top with the Luna. That puts your Prophet onto the safe lane, so it's going to be a Prophet versus Elder Titan. Elder Titan will get all the levels and decent farm. Maybe he doesn't win the lane, but still gets a lot out of it. That puts a Bat Rider mid against Sing Sing's Kunkka. A tough matchup for Kunkka in general. But Sing Sing, to me, has just been playing better than Scandal lately. So I think Sing Sing might end up actually doing well anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I think in game 1, what we saw of Timbersaw versus OD, I mean, Timbersaw should be disadvantaged in that lane, and Sing Sing did okay. Now, obviously, in this kind of lane matchup, Bat Rider is still very advantage over the Kunkka, but like you said, Sing Sing's been playing rather well lately. It also comes down to what skill build he does. A lot of Kunkka players sometimes like to get 2 points into X marks a spot, which hurts his laning, but gives him more mid-game ganking. Sing Sing, I think he traditionally likes to go for more the Tidebringer and Torn build.
Yeah, he's already started with Magic Stick, so he knows it's going to be a Bat Rider mid. And it's not as though he has to do this alone. They have a good roaming duo in the Shadow Demon Naga, and if they do want to rotate off the lane and go towards the mid lane, they could probably kill Bat. It's tough against Firefly, but they have enough lockdown that they can at least bring him low. And with that being said, Empire, pretty big victory for them. They're going to deward a crucial Rune Ward off the bat.
And that's a big deal for the support being able to actually assist and backstab on the mid lane. But you are ganking with a Silencer and a Bane. These are not exactly the best gankers, but when you have a Bat Rider mid, all you really need is like a couple more right clicks sometimes, or maybe just a single spell being chucked off, and you get the kill. So that
Scandal. You know, this is part of why Scandal struggled in this series, is that he's never getting a 1v1. Always AUI or Pile Die. They're living in the lane from the start.
Well, Scandal is chucking away those napalm like it's not even Scandal.
You don't know where you're going with this one, do you?
Chucking away like it's not popular anymore. And then I saw Vanscore came in and I got distracted.
Nice recovery. I'll give that a 5 out of 10, I think.
Okay. Still better than a 4.
Yeah. Definitely better than a 4. Well, meanwhile, Envy not going to get anything out of this top lane, just levels, which is okay for Spectre. He can come back from that, but obviously you'd rather be getting farm.
Yeah, look at his skill build and item build. He's got Dispersion at 1. He's got a Poor Man's Shield at 2. He just want to survive. He just want to get some CS. But in the continued harass of Silent as well as a Enfeeble drop on top, he's not getting anything.
They're going in mid now.
Rotation. Yep, Highlight died. Torn's gonna come through. There's a Riptide and Scandal. Well, his wolves of the mid lane will continue. First blood being drawn on him.
You know what's funny is that they got dewarded, but the thing is, Empire never warded in their own right. So their ward's bottom right now. And they just don't have any vision.
Yeah, and with Vanscore being forced to actually handle the mid lane, or at least assist in the mid lane, that means Envy eventually is going to have an easier time. The problem is that whenever you stick a Shadow Demon on the mid, you don't have a Shadow Demon top, so the laning gets a little bit awkward. Vanscore finds Naga in the jungle. As Sing Sing want to come around, they can actually do a ton. 2-man fights out here, and Pilot needs to run because he's going to get disarmed and silenced. Yeah, he's taking a ton of damage from Vanscore.
Look at that support silencer. Doing some heavy lifting with the glaives.
Really?
Didn't go for a pointing curse, so now Sing Sing starting to drop as well. Pilot Eye comes in. Riptide's there. A few more auto techs would kill Sing Sing, but he's got Sal, 5 stick charges and bottle. And Sindel sadly just does not.
Oh, Empire
No,
Mag.
Mag really diving for this. He goes for Pilot Eye, then he looks back at Sing Sing. He wants them both. They will get the Naga juking away, but that'll be it. Just the 1 kill.
We generally don't see even Nature's Prophet making those early game TPs anymore. He's either, harassing enemy supports, retreats. Meanwhile, back in the top lane here, it looks like they do Nightmare him up. And Envy, well, he's got that poor man's shield. The dagger comes through. He wants to run all the way through the trees. And guess who's here? Mag.
Roaming Prophet just runs to the top lane. There's no Sprout, though. Can he run Envy down with the poor man's shield? This is going to take ages and ages. They're trying to get in range. If they can get off like a Lucent Beam, I don't think it's going to happen. Mag is running down a Spectre, and he's going to get the kill. What was that Lucent Beam? Like a billion range. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and Mag says, all right, I'm now going to TP to the bot side and go back to my lane. So
Mag TP'd mid. Then, though they're actually looking to go in mid, but not going to be in range. Then he ran top, kills Envy after chasing him here. Yep. Then TP's back bottom. Unbelievable.
And normally you just have to grab a TP scroll to make it back to your original lane, but Mag says, nah, man, that ain't me.
What a game this is already turning out to be. These teams, like, I feel they both just really put each other out of their comfort zones. Like, yesterday what we saw was, I don't know if you watched those games, but Speed Gaming just got to play, like, exactly how they wanted to against Alliance. They do not get to play how they want to against Empire.
I mean, one thing that Alliance definitely said about their playstyle is that they don't really adapt to anybody. They make people adapt to them, and I think that's something that Speed Gaming did against Alliance yesterday. But today, everybody's adapting, because when you have weird heroes like Doom and Silencer running around, and you could count Kunkka being one of the weirder heroes as well, because we don't see him too much. That's why you kind of get crazier games like this. Yeah,
they're definitely adapting. I mean, they banned Doom in the first phase, but now top lane, they're maybe looking to dive here a bit. Always want to fly. They've got a decent set of range creeps with the poor man shield. It's hard to get that kill. They want to go for Pilot Dive, but the dagger comes through. It's going to hit on 2. Now the tower starts to cooperate. In comes Mag, though. It's a special bailout from that Prophet. He's about to hit level 6 after that kill. They're looking for NV2. He's in the trees. He gets caught now. Oh, no. This is looking bad and worse for Envy. There's a Sprout available. Pilot Dive TP's right back in. Now he's got to run. Envy comes out again, looking to fight. I don't know if he's going to get this kill. Pilot Dive, he's going to drop. They do lose the Luna, though. Not a horrible trade in the end, but it is a 2-for-1.
I mean, have you ever seen a Naga die this much in the early game? She's working with 6 base armor, for God's sake, right?
No poor man shield, Lumi. This is not a pooled Naga.
Well,
still though.
I mean, she is generally the hero that never dies in the early game, but she's having a lot of trouble. AI 2000 roaming around to the mid lane, but Scandal sees him coming, so Sing Sing is actually doing okay for what's worth.
Well, he got a lot of help. Like, he should be doing well after what happened, and now they're gonna go in with a disruption as well as a torrent. The double damage runes there. Look at the deeps from Sing Sing and Scandal. Another death to be added to his total. Meanwhile, top 4 heroes. Envy. This is like, let's hate on Envy and let's hate on Scandal, and everybody else can just have fun.
Yeah, and is Bone 7 getting a lot out of that bot lane? Because he's not really laning against anybody like half the time.
He's level 5.5 at 5 minutes in.
Yeah, he's got a phase boost as well. So
he's almost level 6, considering how much he's been roaming. Oh, so you said Bone 7. I was thinking Mag. But yeah, Bone 7 is getting a lot out of the lane.
Yeah, because Empire is shutting down the other lane so hard, like Bone 7 have to punish them eventually for it. He's gone for this Aura build, which is nice in a solo mid position, and also really nice when you're getting a ton of levels, which he is. But let's see, he needs to pick up some AoE spells soon, because I imagine a fight's gonna break out. Here comes a Glyph, as well as a TP, 2 TP comes in, and the tower's gonna get denied.
Well, is it though? The Spirit comes in, it's gonna drive everyone back, doing good damage here. Now a Haunt from Envy, despite the many deaths, he still could look to pick up a kill or 2. The tower dropping low, Envy needs this last hit secured, but Mag comes in, yet another kill for this Prophet with the ultimate. The Naga, another death for her. 0-4. I have never seen a support Naga die this much. Never.
Yeah, meanwhile, Vance Core is dropping very low.
Oh!
There's no haunts, there's nothing else.
The Spirit, did it actually hit him already? Or?
No, it hit him already.
Okay,
It brought him to 40.
Oh, then Bone 7, just harassment there from him.
I mean, if Bone 7 was level 7, he gets that kill.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you think, Lumi? 6-3 your score, but you look at Speed Gaming, they have the better team fight lineup. Scandal has been shut down very thoroughly. I feel like they're still in a pretty decent position.
You mean Speed Gaming or Empire?
Speed Gaming.
I think, yeah, Speed Gaming definitely is in a good position, simply because Spectre was able to hunt in, grab a couple kills. He got the tower last hit. That nullified a lot of the early game woes that he had on the top lane. The one thing that I'm very concerned for Speed Gaming is that this Luna is getting really big. Luna Eclipse.
Oh, he hesitated.
If he just beamed right there as soon as he saw Pilot die, that was a kill.
Yeah, beam instantly Eclipse, but he waited half a second, and then the creep wave comes in, and the Naga gets to retreat out, and that's pretty. That first ult from Luna is quite important, and unfortunately does nothing for Silent here.
Yeah, that ult has a very, very long cooldown as well. So now I think Speed Gaming gets to live free for the next 2 minutes or so. You can see that we do see just Spectre farming up top, and really there's no ganking squad.
Sorry, not 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes, but yeah, very long time nonetheless. And now Speed Gaming smoked up, as you mentioned, looking for Silent, but Silent perched on the high ground.
This is a very awkward angle to come in from.
By the way, I do want to point out that AUI, we're seeing that very unusual Soul Catcher max first, but with their lineup, I think it's actually quite strong because of Natural Order, Torrent follow-up, Riptide. Just there's a lot of damage on this team in general.
Yeah, the Soul Catcher max actually complements Kunkka very well, and that's generally actually the build that you go for when you're partnered with Kunkka. We saw Mouseport did it back. This is a Mouseport of a year ago. They did it quite a bit whenever they partner with Kunkka on the dual lane mid.
They want to go in mid lane. They're going to disrupt the Bane. Now Soul Catcher Torrent comes in. Boat as well. Will he die to this? Yes, he will. And Saint at full HP. Now driving Scandal back. In comes Eternal Envy rather, and Scandal is going to fall. That's 2 down. Suddenly 6-3. A hasted Bone 7 says, "Hi guys, good job," and they'll push the tower now as well.
Yeah, and Envy gets another kill steal for his team. Grapnage comes through, they see Envy. Envy's going to just dagger across the ledge, and he is going to be fine. I mean, Envy's not farming well, but he doesn't need to farm well with 2 kills and a tower lasted.
And with Natural Order and Soul Catcher, he'll do a lot of damage without having big items.
1-7.
On the run, but I think this is also just showing how much Empire need like their items and levels to be effective. They don't have Global Silence, they don't have Fiend's Grip yet. Eclipse is on cooldown right now, so they can't rely on that. Prophet doesn't have any big damage items yet, and crucially, Scandal doesn't have a blink. This is at the point where you'd have a blink as just a jungle bat, let alone a solo mid bat, and he's not even close.
Yeah, I think this game is starting in a very similar fashion as game number 2, where we saw, you know, Speed Gaming just lay the early game beat down on Empire. But Empire has a very strong mid game. When you have Prophet, Midas taking in, when you have the Batrider, Blink Dagger, when you're global and Eclipse is online, look towards Empire, start to strike back. But unfortunately right now, Speed Gaming is too fast, too furious. They're going crazy right now.
Yeah, they're feeling very comfortable, and still Mag doesn't have the Midas. We're already 10 minutes in. Sure, he was effective with the phase boots, but or just the early rotations, I should say, but going for phase boots is going to delay his ability to transition towards the mid game and late game. As for Silent, Drum's probably coming now. Maybe he'll even just skip them and go straight for a BKB, but whatever he goes for, he needs a while before he'll pick up a big item. They will get the jungle farm for Scandal now. Always want to fly getting something in the mid lane, and they're hanging around top like they want to make a go, but this is going to be a tough kill. Haunt is available. Even if they go on the Spectre, as you mentioned, he can just pop Haunt and tank most of the Eclipse.
Yeah, when he pops Haunt, he gets 2 friendly illusions. I imagine that Silencer as well, so Luna's going to charge in, so that's where you suddenly get a lot of tank. Silent, walking in, no Haunt just yet. There's a dagger, and he's going to go straight into the trees.
Meanwhile, Mag gets scouted out by the Elder Titan Astral Spirit bottom lane. In comes Bone 7. 480 move speed with the phase boots active, and now Mag, he's overstayed his welcome here. He may go down. There's your Haunt. Mag's been caught out at the bottom lane. It's another gank. And look at the damage. You factor in the Desolate, just the right clicks from Bone 7. Eclipse comes out, and they just say, ha! Nice try, buddy, and instantly kill him.
Yeah, they'll tank the Eclipse 3-1, and Envy just turns around and says, I have max Desolate, I have phase boot, I'm just laying down the beatdown. If you actually look at the plus damage, Desolate gives you plus 65 here, phase boot gives you plus 24, which is already added in, so he's working close to, you know, 150 to 200 damage. That's a ton. We're 11.5 minutes in the game, and he's hitting like he has a tier 4 item.
And that's not counting Bone 7, who's got max Natural Order, and he as well is probably hitting for that much, with all the base armor removed. So, realistically, this is very tough for Empire to do anything. AUI 2000, a sign of the times, he's just diving the tier 2 as a 5-position Shadow Demon.
I'm surprised he didn't just let loose the Demonic Purge to set up Sing Sing. You know, Disruption is always nice, but sometimes when you don't have the cast range, you drop off your Disruption. Purge gives you a longer cast range.
Yeah, it seems to me like Empire just maybe out of gas in this game, and Scandal getting shut down early, going offensive trying with a Luna, but not really doing much aside from slowing down Envy's farm. This is not looking good for them.
Okay, so
not at all.
What's happening?
Oh, I just said it's not looking good for them at all.
Okay.
You missed a very important point there.
It's definitely not looking good. If we look at the gold graph here, not exactly a big lead for SG Gaming here. Just 3,000 gold, but 3,000 gold when you have a Spectre that will definitely scale into the mid-late game. Are we seeing a Diffusal Blade first? That's an item that you kind of talked about when we were talking about a draft. But or do you think Envy's going to go drums and tank up a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like the kind of build, though. I don't think we'll see an early Radiance from him. Like, something like drums, maybe into Diffusal or Yasha, but he doesn't need to go Radiance. Like, he doesn't need to go for a hard carry build, because, frankly, his team does enough work by themselves. He just needs to join the fights and farm whenever he can.
Alright, so there's that drums being finished. Han is already back online, so the next Han, especially with drums charge activated, he is going to really be the big damage dealer. Scandal also picks up the blink, but I'm not even sure whether this blink is going to be that effective. He's going to blink and gank somebody, but unless you're ganking Envy, Envy's going to hunt in and kill you. And
on top of that, if you don't gank the Naga and the Naga's there, she just songs. If you don't get the Shadow Demon, he disrupts whoever you go, or rather not whoever you go on, but the Bat Rider. And it just ends up going very poorly for you, I feel. Now they smoke up. They head directly towards the enemy Ancients. Mag is here. He gets purged immediately. He just had a bunch of backup at the smoke. Counter initiation. They jump in now with the lasso as well as the Firefly, but already one dead. The lasso is thrown out on Sing Sing, but can they focus him down? He's dropping pretty fast. Not as fast as you would think, though. There's your Fiend Script. They really need this kill, and they're going to get it. But in the end, it is a 2-hero smoke gank and a 1-for-1. And it cost them a lasso and a Fiend Script.
Are they done? AI 2000's really slow here, and Silent moving fast with Tranquil and Phase, or Tranquil and Drums, but he's not going to die for it. He doesn't really know what's behind the tower. I think what
there's
Envy
disruption as well.
So. Yeah. I think what Envy thought was they got the Prophet, and they thought that was the only person. So he just didn't hunt in, or didn't reality in. So that left Kunkka kind of by himself. If he haunted it, he probably could have killed the Bat or the Bane.
And Sing Sing had his Shadow Blade, but it was at the base. He didn't actually pick it up before that fight. So if he did, he would have lived. There's no detection Empire, but now he does have it, and I imagine we're not going to see him die again.
Yeah, and
at least not that easily.
With the Shadow Blade pickup, not only is going to survive a lot more, like you said, he's also going to solo kill now. He doesn't even need AEI. AEI's disruption setup is not necessary when you have X-Torrent at level 2, which he does, and he's gonna just wait for somebody to pop out, Shadow Blade, crit off a creep, and then X-Torrent, and then wait for another Tidebringer kill. This is to me the best Kunkka player in the world, Sing Sing, and he does this all day long.
Well, he certainly plays a lot more Kunkka than anyone else as far as the pro scene goes, and yeah, it's something that they just felt comfortable with from the get-go, and Sing Sing's been playing it for ages, not just in pubs, but top lane, we're going to see Silent getting caught out. Immediate TP reaction. But there's your Purge. No disruption. Now it comes through. And into an Earth Splitter he'll come. Well, it actually popped beforehand.
Bot lane.
Doesn't matter.
The show's going to start. There you go.
Crit. Cleave, now your X, your Torrent, your boat as well.
Waiting for Tidebringer. Bolt comes out. The Cleave comes through as well. Mag runs the other way. And he might survive through this.
He's going to live, I think. No! The crit. Now a Haunt top lane. Scandal started to drop as well. Envy actually was just looking to secure that kill, but I think he could have gone on top. Instead, he went mid and... well, there was no tower here. It already fallen, but he'll just farm instead.
Yeah, and that kill on Mag was a big deal, because Scandal is not doing well. Silent is not doing well, and Mag is really the only person that's going to carry them back in the game with a Midas and then eventually a Shadow Blade, but he's never going to get that Shadow Blade.
And even if he does, split pushing against speed gaming is very dangerous. Shadow Blade Kunkka, Spectre always being able to be there, and then supports that can easily cancel TPs. It is a tough game to be a Nature's Prophet with Shadow Blade, even if he had it. Which, by the way, he's nowhere near it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sing Sing picks up another DD. How does he find all these DDs? He's going to see somebody coming in. That's going to be Silent. Silent does have a clip, no BKB, and to Kunkka, that means free meat. Here we go.
The rune of many damages. Here we go. Backstab, wraparound from Sing Sing. He'll spot out Silent here. If they get off with Disruption, AUI, he's kind of baiting Silent into this now. The X-Torrent, Purge combo comes. They do get off a long-range Fiend Script. The ult from Luna, only level 1, but it's enough damage. They bring down Sing Sing, and now they might look for more. Mag in the fight. We'll go into AUI 2000 here. Song is available. It's too late. Already he's fallen. Bone 7. Earth
They're waiting
Splitter
for Sing
online.
to come back in.
They have a haunt. No haunt there. Just the Earth Splitter. It's going to come through and hit absolutely nobody. Meg hits North. Sing Sing brought back, rejoining the fight, but they lasso Sing Sing. Still he falls to Bone 7. And Silent standing strong here. Always want to fight. Brain Sap keeping him alive. The fight continues in earnest. Sing Sing on the run. I think, no, he's going to go, no, Bone 7 the one who goes down. Sing Sing disarmed, unable to fight for the time being, but now throws out the boat. He might get everyone. He hits 2. He looks for more kills. Can he get another? Oh. No! Had the Tideburner just in a second.
Well,
wow.
As expected, Empire. Strong mid-game team fight. The global was great. Oh, here comes Han. He's going to get one immediate. Guns go with Silent. The bottom lane. Silent. Oh my god, that was so close. Silent TP's back out.
Envy. The math was just like 2 off there. 2 or what was that, 10 HP he lived on?
Maybe he need to pop the drums for another extra attack. That would have definitely got the kill. But
hey, Sama, please.
To me, that team fight was lost by Pilot Die. If he stopped the song a little bit sooner, where the Earth Splitter damage came in, you saw how low everybody ran away from Team Empire. If they had that Earth Splitter damage, they win that team fight clean.
Yeah, exactly, and they didn't. Also, the song was, I want to say, just like a second or 2 late. I think they could have maybe saved AUI, but, well, he ended up just getting focused and easily brought down. So not the most cleanly executed fight. And they also bought back on Sing Sing as well as Eternal Envy. That is a very costly fight. Like, very, very costly for them. And as a result, look at the graph. It's right back to even.
Yeah, and Sing Sing died a second time after that. So he, Shadow Blade was early and nice, but he's not going to have another item anytime soon. And I wonder what next item he's going to go for. If you're having a really good game, Daedalus would be it, but I think this is looking more and more like a BKB game now.
We'll have to wait and see. That's not a Sing Sing item to me, but anything's possible.
Okay, he's looking here.
Looking to go, but always want to fly in the tree line. The Shadow Blade, I think he's actually, is he in tower range? Yeah, they see him.
Not.
They see him.
They
right
do?
I'm looking at Empire's Fog of War, and they definitely see Sing Sing, so. Well, now they don't, but. We'll retreat out, and in the end, Speed Gaming, nothing much was accomplished there, but they'll go back to farming, and I mean, I don't feel like they really have to force these fights too much. It's not like Empire have been obviously better late game. I
agree. I think right now SG could farm more of the map. They could, well, Sing Sing coming back on the bot lane, but this is clearly a bait. Well,
Excellent. Always want to fly. He's going to get caught by the boat. There is no global. Actually, there is. They haven't used it yet. They just focus Sing Sing. Sing Sing's in trouble. He gets loose and beam. Now he's on the run. Remember, he just bought back, died again, and he's going to die a 3rd time in the space of like 4 minutes. Very costly. AUI as well. Caught in the back lines. And he should fall too.
What a great bait coming out from Team Empire. They know Sing Sing likes to prey on weak supports, and they just waited the whole team behind him. Really good play from Scandal. He did not jump in immediately, waited for every single spell to come out first, and then jump in. Great play from Urbane as well. He Nightmare himself, blocking the boat, which has made him survive longer, but it was AI's Demonic Purge that actually took him down. So Empire knows exactly how Kaipi likes to play, and they're punishing them for their greedy, aggressive playstyle. So I think Empire is looking really good in this mid game. Can we have a, I don't want to say a comeback, because I think Empire is still very much so in the game, but it's looking more and more like Kaipi is really in big trouble.
Going in top, there was a Fiend's Grip, but it gets canceled immediately by Pilot Die. They're looking to stick around. Global comes out, but Envy already rotating in. The song not canceled, so in the end, everybody retreats except for Scandal, who's on the hunt. He doesn't have his lasso yet, and he actually dodges away from the nuke from Bone 7. The stun won't connect, but a whole lot of spells get used, and a whole lot of nothing ends up happening.
I think Naga wasn't able to cancel her song because
of the global. Yeah, you're right.
So the Earth Splitter did not hit, and Kaipi says all of her spells are not hitting. Let's just back off.
I don't think they wanted to fight there anyway. Empire's still at their tier 1, and they did have like 4 heroes there in a matter of seconds. But yeah, with the song not being able to be canceled, there was just no way, so they wisely back off.
I seen Kaipi take worse fights.
We saw it last game.
Yeah. So
we saw Envy dive into 4 and give a gem away, and then almost a lot worse later on. He'll go in now on Mag, though. Mag caught out in the jungle, but Silence here. He baits out the Eclipse and just skates right back down the cliff.
Oh,
okay, so there's no Eclipse, there's no Global Silence, and there's no Fiend's Grip. They were already thinking about Roche. Now they just go Roche.
Well, there is still a Bat Rider to worry about. They
That's
don't
true.
know where the Bat is, and that is a very scary hero. And Bat's got a gem. This is a great item to have a Bat Rider who could make sure that, oh my god, is this the Speed Gaming phone call Dota? I gotta say, this is literally the 3rd time that has happened. When Gods and I were casting the WePlay group stage, This is the exact same thing happened. Pause for phone calls.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Right after a big ult was used.
Well, you know, team fight's over, right? So, gotta take that phone call.
Yeah.
Fangirls are waiting.
So now we're in game 3, 16-14 your score. Team Empire, they're actually ahead by a decent amount all of a sudden. But I think Speed Gaming even could be behind significantly and still end up taking this game. They just have the kind of lineup that doesn't need that many items.
I think both teams' lineup have very decent mid to late game. I think Empire's lineup struggles a little bit, but they do have very good single target focus fire, and you can remove the Spectre from the team fight. So yeah, it's really hard to say who really has the late game advantages.
Yeah, Mithril Hammer now for the Luna, and Silent getting closer to a BKB, but doesn't have it quite yet. We'll see Empire hanging out in their own jungle. The Spirit from the Elder Titan coming through. It'll stop and then retreat out. Speed Gaming hanging around though, and in comes Scandal. A little bit late to lasso, but does get it off on AUI. AUI pulled back in, he'll disrupt himself, but delays only the inevitable here and will fall.
Yeah, Sing Sing thought about saving his ally, and then realized, oh, AUI now plays support. Not worth it. Not worth dying for him.
Empire for the time being just hanging around the bottom lane, and Speed Gaming on the back foot. They're just not really confident to take any fights. And it's just Empire. So they're the ones applying pressure. They're the ones finding pickoffs, and they're going to go right in on this bottom lane. The tier 1 most likely going to fall. Bone 7 trying to slow down the push with the Astral, but already a glyph forced out. There's no real counter push yet. The tier 1's being approached slowly by Envy, but Spectre is not a scary split pusher. Not with these items.
Here comes a Silent zoning. Oh, Han comes in. They want to take a team fight on the bot lane.
Yeah, it looks go like right in on the
right in.
Well, there's a global here. Maybe trying to bait it out, but well, that didn't accomplish much.
I mean, maybe Envy thought his entire team had flash or something, but they don't.
I don't know what the plan was there. They were very far away.
Yeah, they were. Silent now is the better split pusher, just going for the tier 2 up top. That's going to force a couple of TP as well. I feel like the execution for Speed Gaming, on time, it's perfect. Like last game, we saw those Flaming Lasso, Epicenter, they were on point. At times, it's not looking too good. This game, a lot of the ganks, as well as a lot of team fight initiations, were just looking very, very poor.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Silent, continuing to farm. BKB's coming out fairly soon. Saint's going to find him, but with no haunt, they can't actually... Oh, no, sorry, isn't going to find him. He ends up just running right at the right moment, but comes close. Even if they found him, though, it's not like they can kill him. And I also feel for Speed Gaming, they're just suffering from not having like a Bone 7 Prophet, a Bone 7 Batrider who can actually be everywhere. That's really what it seems like they've come to rely on. It's just their mobility and being able to bring 4 or 5 heroes to any fight. Speed Gaming, with a Naga and a Shadow Demon, you can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Envy's other carry heroes that he likes to play are things like Storm and Weaver, right? Heroes that could be just about every part of the map very quickly. And now you're working with very slow, very powerful but clunky heroes. Elder Titan, Kunkka. They're going to try to set up a gank on Batrider, and, well, he's got Blink, he's got Force. Unless you have an X on him, you're not killing him.
Yeah, Scandal for now, almost up to his Boots of Travel. I gotta say, he's recovered magnificently. He got crushed mid. He got crushed so hard, but frankly, he's done a lot more than Sing Sing for the past 15 minutes, or 10 minutes at least, and they're going in on him now. I might have jinxed him. No, he blinks away just in the nick of time. He's gonna live.
Mean,
he's got the gem.
Yeah, I think that was poor play for Kunkka. He should have just X'd right when he can. There is a gem, so there's no way you're going to get the first strike off with your Tidebringer.
Yeah, and in the end, they had 3 heroes hiding around bottom, wasting quite a bit of time and not accomplishing much. And Scandal now feeling confident. He's going to head back into his jungle, but Speed Gaming have smoked up. He'll run right into them. Is he quick enough this time? He blinks, he dodges the net. Nicely done. He'll come back in. He's really forcing this. He thinks his team will be here in time, but I'm not so sure they will. The global comes out. The Force Staff brings him to safety. It was a global in exchange for an Earth Splitter and a boat. Not really the best trade for Empire.
Yeah, I'll take that if I'm Speed Gaming, because my cooldowns are a lot shorter. So, Speed Gaming thinking about that Roshan happening, but really can't. Looks like TP was cancelled, but they wanted to go on the mid lane here. Scandal really overstaying his welcome. He gets blown immediately. Meanwhile, Eclipse comes through, and Empire, well, they do remove Envy. Envy does not have buyback. He does. He has a haunt. He's going to come right back in. Always want to fly, just melts. They want Vanscore. Vanscore not going to survive either. The natural order just melting Team Empire.
That was all Bone 7. Bone 7 just solo killed 2 heroes. He did like 95% of the damage to both. And then with the final moments of his BKB, just the natural order damage is enough to get the 3rd kill. They end up killing off pretty much everybody on Empire. And the Batrider dies, he buys back and accomplishes nothing in doing so. Who actually ended up with the gem? It's Sing Sing. So Speed Gaming gets 3 kills, 4 kills actually, and they get a gem, and they force a buyback. And they really didn't lose anything significant there.
Well, they lost a tier 2 top, Envy's buyback, which could or could be, depending how you read it, could be fairly significant. So it's a win for Speed Gaming, but it wasn't a clean win. They are going to go for what I believe to be a Manta style on Envy, and he needs every bit of gold that he can get. He's working with 104 CS, 114 CS, which is not really too high. He's only like, what, halfway up that chart?
Yeah, he's not farming well. And, I mean, to be fair, he was aggressive tri-laned, he's been getting ganked all game, he bought back. There are reasons for his poor farm, but he is still not very farmed.
I mean, he's looking to be the initiator for the team.
This pause gaming. This is getting to be a little much. Speed Gaming. You know, these are like the busiest gamers I have ever seen, Lumi.
You know, sometimes in between your winning TI4, you just gotta call up that fangirl.
Yeah. I don't agree with that. So if it was a true fangirl, she would understand you're in the middle of a very important match.
Envy's fangirl is actually his mother.
Okay.
So
well, then she should understand.
And his mother does not understand. Let's be real here. Asian parents don't ever give a damn about your video gaming career.
Some have been supportive. Jayo's whole family went to TI3.
That's
TI2.
true. That's true.
I guess they're Pinoy, not Chinese though.
Well, I could tell you that Envy did not play any TI. Maybe that's why. Man,
yeah, if you're going to TI, it's I guess it's a bit different. So I'm feeling like this is starting to look a bit more like Empire's game at this point. Just the momentum is, despite that bad fight, I mean, the graph is only going one way. It's going straight up for them.
I think it depends on what Spectre's gonna do in the next. I mean, obviously it depends on Spectre, but like if she can Manta and Desolate the crap out of anybody, Empire just melts. Like we saw how quickly Empire dies in that team fight. But despite losing a team fight because of the buyback, because of the tier 2 tower, I mean, Empire Gold Graph is not really affected. So I think Envy and his team needs about 2 or 3 team fights that are going the same way that just happened on the mid lane, and to really have a foothold in this game.
And we haven't seen a level 3 Eclipse yet. We also haven't seen a BKB on Luna. That's all coming now. Prophets hasn't gotten a Scythe yet, but it's getting closer and closer. It will come down to execution more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, Eclipse is nice, but again, there's many ways to get around it. He's global has been pretty good. That's the thing that I'm fairly impressed about. And he's also got a Ghost Scepter. That's going to help him tank quite a bit. At the same time, though, Speed Gaming's got a ton of magic.
Oh, man, he's just run into everybody. He just melts. I'm not sure what he was doing there, but he just Shadow Bladed, ran up the hill, and directly into Speed Gaming. Maybe checking Roche, but that was a pretty bold move.
I mean, Speed Gaming, despite the fact they're getting these pickoffs, they could never get Roshan. And that's speaking of the fact that they still have a tier 1 mid, 28 minutes in the game. They just don't feel confident. They just have to respect the Eclipse, Batrider, as well as Global, despite having some of, you know, the game's best AoE spells of their own. But they just really want to farm more and not really fight. They just want to go for safe pickoffs and not fight.
Yeah, and they want to take it late. That's generally just their go-to approach. And for Speed Gaming, it's been successful for the most part. We'll see if it works against Empire, though, who, sure, they don't have like the hardest carry in this game, but they have the much more useful late-game utility heroes. You look at a Silencer, a Bane, like, these are 2 of the best late-game supports. And then Batrider Prophet, just great pick-off heroes, pick-off artists, great split pushers, and general nuisances that, you know, this is where you compare that to, say, like a Shadow Demon and a Naga. They're quite strongly, but I don't think any of those really compare to what Empire's utility brings to the table. So
I agree.
We'll see how the fights work out, though.
Empire's working with a lot more utility, but, Speed Gaming.
There's a lot more damage on Speed Gaming, though.
Exactly. There's Natural Order that gives them a ton of damage. There's the Cleave from Kunkka. There's the Bolt. There's the Haunt. The minus armor from Naga is effective. Speed Gaming is... In a clash of team fight where 2 teams just jam against each other, Speed Gaming is going to win because of damage.
Yeah, if they get those fights, which so far it's been mixed results, but we'll see if that continues to be the case. Silent, the BKB up, as we mentioned, now farming towards his next big item. The same for Mag. Both of these two heroes continue to have a very powerful game. It's been a really good performance for Bone 7 so far, but ultimately, Elder Titan, we'll have to see if he can keep on finding opportunities to get kills, because otherwise, he's always useful for Natural Order, but he's going to have a bit of trouble keeping up with the farm of a Prophet or a Luna.
Yeah, what is he going to get? Is he going to get a Vlad to help out the team? Is he going to amp up his damage output? Maybe AC?
Yeah,
I really don't know.
I think like an AC or a Shivas at this point would be the way to go here. We'll have to wait and see, but you already have a BKB. You don't really need to tank up anymore, and either of those items helps your team and gives you a lot of additional damage.
Yeah. Damage he doesn't need because he's got Astro. Attack speed would be nice, but not necessary. I really don't know. And this is generally why we don't see Elder Titan being played on a more farming heavy role, because he gives you a lot simply just by having that level 16. He doesn't really need the farm. The farm could be somewhat argue wasted on him.
Yeah, not fully wasted. We saw that BKB. He did get 2 kills on supports, but ultimately, it's not like an Elder Titan is just going to single-handedly go find a Batrider and a Prophet who are halfway across the map. He is no Batrider in that regard, where you can just set up those kills.
Sing Sing, we talked about him not really having good farm earlier because he's died and buyback and died again. He's now got a drums 10 minutes after we talked about it, 1,400 gold, but really no real item to show for it.
Yeah, well, yeah, he died 3 times, including a buyback death as well. That really cost him. He's not the primary DPS, but considering that Envy is not sitting on amazing farm, well, we'll see. Envy is up to 2,700 gold, and he may very well even think about going for either a completed Manta, probably, or even just straight into a Diffusal Blade, but he'll have either one soon.
I think Manta is probably what he wants to go for first, because of the ability to debuff your silence, but at the same time, Diffusal Blade gives you that as well. Manta gives you more tank, though, so maybe that's what he's looking for.
Yeah, and it's the better split pushing item.
Bot lane, teleportation coming in. Sing Sing gets out.
Yeah, Scandal's on the hunt now. He's up to 3,400 gold, not spending it, though. There's your Manta style for Envy, now complete. And now Spectre starts to be a legitimate threat. Phase boots, drums, as well as the Manta style. Spectre is scary if he catches anyone alone at this point.
Yeah, Spectre, obviously those illusions benefit, the Desolate benefits, the Dispersion benefit, they just do a ton of damage. It adds a lot of tanking. Sing Sing comes right back out. Oh, Initiation's gonna come through, but Sing Sing, well, he gets a little bit of help from Envy, but I'm not really sure whether that's a help he likes. Sing Sing's gonna die, and Envy's on the run. Envy melts as well. Song comes out to buyback.
That's a triple kill. Sing Sing just bought back. Bone 7 with the BKB looking to turn this fight around, but always want to fly. Looking to try and cut him off at the path of retreat. He is going to get caught at the tower. He gets slept. Now AUI coming in, but there's a purge on Scandal. Unfortunately, he's already blinked away. He's got the gem. I think he's going to live. And while that's happening, the rest of the team wraps around. They get out. That Eclipse was perfect. It hit pretty much nothing but heroes. They net 3 kills. The BKB came before the song. And Empire give them a virtually perfect fight.
Speed Gaming just charged in with Kunkka as well, Spectre, and they were just not ready. Again, the 3 other members of Speed Gaming, they don't have the ability to join a team fight as quickly as Sing Sing and Envy could. So I just think that they just initiated without the rest of the team, and they took too many beams from the Luna.
I almost want to say this Speed Gaming is just too accustomed to playing with more mobile lineups.
Exactly.
They're too accustomed to having a Storm, a Queen of Pain, heroes that just, even anti-mage that just get around in a hurry. Prophet, Batrider, they don't have them this game. It's costing them. And we're actually very odd. Scandal, well, he goes back for a Lads. This is a weird pickup. They have 0 melee heroes, and
it's for the armor, I guess, because your entire team's working with 0 armor because of Natural Order. Now it gives you +5.
But I feel like if you want to go for that, go for an Assault Cuirass even. Because he was up to like 3,600 gold. He went Boots of Travel, I guess, but
I thought he was going straight BKB. I was like, oh, this is a BKB from Batrider, but interesting.
Yeah, they get the armor now. The damage aura is nice, even though you don't have any melee heroes to lifesteal. You still get the damage aura, but we'll see.
It's more come on, LD, you're treating good lifesteal.
Thanks.
That's something, huh? Really?
Like a tank Roshan.
That's something. Speed Gaming hanging out near the Ancients for now. 4 heroes grouped up, and Eternal Envy, the Manta complete. He'll work towards his next item. If he gets a Diffusal, then I think this game starts to get pretty hard for Empire, and Envy's not going to take that long to get one.
I think Envy needs to switch up his playstyle now. After he's got his Manta, his next item actually is just buyback, because you teleport into your fight with your teleport scroll, you charge in like a madman, like he's been doing. You eat up all the beams and whatever else, the grip, the lasso, you die. That's okay. You buy back, you haunt in your Manta, and you win the team fight. That's how Spectre is generally played. I'm not sure whether... I mean, I'm pretty sure he knows this, but I'm not sure whether he wants to play that aggressive, because you are using a buyback, which is a very precious resource. So maybe he just want another item on top of that before he makes that play, or we'll see.
Yeah, and it's amazing that they haven't managed to take this Roche yet, because that's something that normally speed gaming is all about, is just pushing the lanes out, accruing an advantage, and then securing the Aegis as soon as possible. But they're not comfortable or confident to be able to do it. And against Batrider, it is tough. It's easy to get caught, like Bone 7 does. Bottom lane, lassoed up, pulled back into a Fiend script. They use 2 big ults to kill him off. In comes Pylai Dai. He drops the Psalmist. They're going to be a haunt follow-up from Eternal Envy. Not yet. They're still pushing bottom lane. Cincy with a haster and a retreat.
They just can't take this fight.
Yeah, there's still BKB equipped. And there's now an Eagle Horn on Silent. He's actually got Butterfly.
Jesus.
He's so enormous.
Yep. Force Staff 4 for Sing Sing. Sing Sing gets caught out, and Sing Sing's dead. No, there's a good Force Staff coming up from AEI. Can you disrupt him? No, not necessary. They are going to lose a tier 2 as well, and that's a ton of gold going Empire's way.
Oh, Envy wants to fight now. He's wrapping around from the side. He knows all those big ults are down, aside from Global and Eclipse. Well, those are big ults too, but the 2 single target ults are down, and he was thinking about it, but he thinks better of it. Now they go into Roche. The Butterfly complete. Just needs to have it delivered. The Courier, well, sadly just brought wards, so they won't have Butterfly if there is a Roche fight, and there very well could be one, which, with AUI 2000, spamming poison into the pit, lurking on the high ground, I think if you're Empire, you really want to wait for this.
Yeah, you definitely do. You see that Envy is nearby. I mean, Envy, there's a big creep wave up top. He's not farming that creep wave, despite having Haunt. It's because he can't use Haunt to go in, because if he Haunt and go in dies, he doesn't have a buyback Haunt again, so... He's giving him a ton of farm to actually stop that Roshan, but he did stop it, now goes back up top and continues to rise away.
Yeah, he'll start to accelerate his farm up to 2,000 gold. Hasn't been dying much lately, which he really needs. He's shored up his mid-game a bit, but you just compare his net worth to... Sure, Luna isn't as hard of a carry as a Spectre late game, potentially, but she's very difficult to kill. You give her a Butterfly, a Satanic, and the bouncy glaives just make it hard for anyone to even get into a fight. She's not really a traditional hard carry, but with enough items, if you don't have proper stuns for her, it's pretty damn hard to kill a Luna.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the item choice for Silent right now is magnificent. Normally you go for Helm and just Satanic after your BKB, or maybe you get a Yasha, but Butterfly is just perfect this game. There is no Hex on Speed Gaming. There's no Hex hero on Speed Gaming, so you know that 35% evasion is always going to be there. And that's a ton more effective HP against a practically, at this point, a physical-based hero, a physical-based team.
Speed Gaming trying to contest this Roach still. The Spirit making it very hard for Empire to stick around. It's honestly just the Astral Spirit that's preventing this. If it wasn't there, then they wouldn't be at all sitting at like a third or half HP missing, and as a result might have a tougher time contesting it. But instead, they are successful. Silent heads back towards bottom lane. Either going to complete the Manta or go into Satanic soon, but for now it should be a TP scroll. Or Boots of Travel even. I guess that's what he's going for.
Mag up top, AEI smoke breaks, but he's already out of there. I feel like right now Speed Gaming is kind of... They're like pulled around their neck. Mag goes up top, the half the team goes up top and trying to find him, and then the rest of Empire goes back to the Roshan pit, and then now Speed Gaming has to rotate back to the Roshan pit. They never really get to dictate the tempo of the game, and that's really why they're not really getting any momentum. They may win a fight or two, but they're not pushing a tower after that. They're not really getting any map advantage. I guess if they win a fight now, they can maybe go for Roshan, but that's got to be a clean kind of like a 4-for-1 exchange or a 3-for-0 exchange.
Oh, I'm sorry. Silent actually did end up going for the treads. Now picks up a Mask of Death, and a nice decision by him getting rid of Tranquil, which they're just not a good combat boot for this stage of the game. Doesn't need them with lifesteal either, and is getting to that point where Luna is just almost impossible to deal with in a direct engagement. They'll need to find a way to isolate this Luna, or at least bait out the BKB and then retreat out. And they go back into Roche, and this time, Speed Gaming's either going to have to fight or they're going to be giving it up.
They have a stomp, so they're going to stomp right now. Silent will not get hit.
They do have a song, but Naga is actually in the base. So Pylai Dai is nowhere near being in position, and they go in with the lasso onto the AUI 2000. Is there going to be an Eclipse? Not even needed. They find the 1 kill. They could even look for a grip on Envy, but the Bane's not in position for that. The Glaive's coming through now. X, Torrent, boat, it's all there. Onto Silent. He is going to get pulled back into the boat. The Global, though, that's allowing them to set up this great lockdown. They scythe 1. Here comes your Eclipse. It's going to hit on 2. Pylai Dai melting. Sing Sing on the run. The song comes through, so they can try and focus the Luna, but, well, the Naga just melts. It's 4 dead. Sing Sing the lone survivor. Empire just running Speed Gaming over. The Bulldozer is out in Force and Gloomy. A game that was just very comfortable for Speed Gaming is now virtually out of their hands.
Envy had buyback in that team fight. I thought he was for sure going to buy back a Han in, but he's saving the buyback, but at what cost? He's going to drop the racks.
And now if he buys back, it wouldn't matter, because
Yeah,
they're all grouped up in a death ball. The Glaives are bouncing through. Luna, when she breaks your tower, everything melts, and they're going to find AUI as well. A crucial death for him. With AUI dead, the Tier 3 bottom is exposed, and Speed Gaming, they might give up 2 lanes of racks here. In fact, almost certainly they will, and with that, the potential for comeback gets very remote. They're not yet out of WePlay if they lose this game.
Silence. I'm just sorry. What?
Oh, what? That's a first. A clip shotgun. There you go.
There's a ton of like random ways that you can attack, right? There's this arm built in from Last Word. There is a shotgun, the Ethereal Ghost. How do you ever get off an attack if you're a melee hero? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's problematic for them in a lot of ways. And against Speed Gaming, most of their damage at this stage of the game is physical damage.
Yeah,
in some
right
sense.
click.
So, yeah, if your Spectre can't right click, if your Elder Titan or Kunkka can't right click, what can they do? By the way, Bankscore has stolen 34 intelligence this game. He is quietly... honestly, his shotgun, because it does use your intelligence.
It's gonna hurt.
It used to use agility no matter what type you were, but now it uses your base stat, the new Ethereal Blade, so... Well, it's not that new at this point, but... Yeah, this could actually hurt quite a bit.
Yeah, I think Empire's not gonna wait to see what kind of comeback, comeback attempt Speed Game's gonna have. They're gonna go up top, find a flaming lasso on Envy, and just call it a day.
No,
and he does have buyback.
And I think that is the big difference between these two teams. Is Empire, when they feel they have a lead, they don't hesitate, and they're not hesitating now. They're going in on Envy. He's gonna melt in the Firefly. End song was wasted. Global gets used. Maybe worried about a buyback from that Spectre, but it's not forthcoming. AUI now on the run. They're going to be able to pick him off most likely. In comes Scandal. They just need one Lucent Beam. They kill him too. The boat comes in. It's going to be good, but is it good enough? The buyback haunt in from the Spectre, but Eclipse and Glaives just going to work. Bone 7 caught throughout this fight. Silent is just not being stopped. He does so much damage. They bring down Envy after a buyback. And Speed Gaming, no gas left in the tank. They'll fall short of the finish line here, and they must await the winner of Alliance versus Roxkiss, so we could have an Alliance versus Speed Gaming rematch.
I'm not sure if you saw how Envy died at the end, but his last tick of his dispersion killed a Necromonicon, and the last will with the pure damage just returned it back to him and killed him.
That's just salt in the wound, because they were already losing the game at that point anyway, but it's just the worst possible way to go out.
I think this is a very good antidote, whatever that word is. A very good reason. Antidote. Wait, isn't antidote the thing that cures poison? I learned that shit from Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying anecdote. Anecdote.
That thing.
A story, yeah.
Story. This is a very good story of why you never give away Batrider if you don't get something huge in return. Because Batrider, we saw how Scandal got.
He got crushed.
He got crushed early game, but it just doesn't matter. Once you get a Blink, once you get a Force Stab, you just jump on Speed Gaming, who just really lack speed this game. They had nothing.
So Empire, they are a guaranteed top 4 finish in WePlay. Out of all the teams in this group, I mean, they're all solid. And I wouldn't say Empire, nobody would have predicted Empire. I actually thought they were the second best team after Alliance. But first of all, Speed Gaming beating Alliance was a pretty big surprise, especially 2-0 the way they did. And then Empire ended up being the first team out of the group into the playoffs. An even bigger surprise. So out of Speed Gaming, Alliance, or Roxkiss, Luby, who do you think is moving on?
I mean, you gotta give the nod to Alliance, but Speed Gaming does have the, if you want to call it a tiebreak in between the two teams. So I think Speed Gaming is advantage. They're playing Roxkiss next, right? That should be a win.
Yeah, I think Alliance should win that 2-0, and then it comes down to Alliance versus Speed Gaming. But Do you think the Speed Gaming win over Alliance was a fluke, or do you think they're going to do it again?
It looked really convincing. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a 2-0. It wasn't even a 2-1. Do you know if they play it as a tiebreaker,
Yeah,
or it
and
just
that
goes?
no. They play that match, and it's basically like a GSL group, and it's a best of 5 that game. So
What?
we could get Alliance. Yeah, best of 5. It's crazy, right?
Okay.
But there you go. So we could get an Alliance versus Speed Gaming best of 5. Road to TI4 a little bit early, perhaps.
Maybe.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, well, Lumi, thanks for joining me, guys. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will be live with Roxkiss versus the Alliance. Best of 3, loser go home. Winner has the right to play Speed Gaming to advance as the second and final team out of Group A. Stay tuned.